Hey guys, this is Clay at Studio 20 Music World. We are in room 9 in our Wesley Chapel location. I'm here with Mark at Somnium Guitars, and I have an awesome piece of gear here. This is their newest model, known as the
Prodigy.
Prodigy. Notice it looks a little bit different. Something that's very interesting about this. I got some single coils here. Sounds awesome. Let's say I want to change it. Hours later. Pretty amazing technology. The idea is that you can switch out your pickups on the fly with this technology that they've made here. I have the EMG in the bridge right now. I'm going to throw in this one in the neck, the PAF.
Actually, an active EMG.
Active too. Flipping.
In a passive PAF.
I got it backwards.
Rotate it.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad. Boom. Let's test this one out. All right, so awesome stuff going on here. In fact, with this particular model too, you can even change the body style, but we'll get there in a sec. Let's get there in a sec. So, Mark, as far as the technology, man, explain it a little bit to me. See what's going on here.
Sure. Well, every guitar has its own voice, its own sound, right? What you're used to is it'll have a PAF pickups in it. It'll have active EMGs for the shredders out there, and every guitar you're kind of stuck with that voice. And if you want to rewire it to get a different sound, a different tone for your music, you either have to go through a lot of work to do that, and then you lose what you have in that guitar, or you got to go buy 3 or 4 guitars so you can have that Telecaster sound, that Strat sound, or that shredding EMG sound. So we thought, wait a second, why can't you just change the tone out in your guitar? It's not a new idea. It's been thought of before, but we figured out a way to make it so easy. Like you just saw done, it takes less time to change these pickups out than it would to change a busted E string, if you had to. So that you can find the right tone for, if you're in a shredding mood, snap that in and go to town. If you want to sing, something really mellow and melodic, then that's the tone you put in. You get the voice that you want.
Yep.
In seconds.
Awesome stuff, man. Yeah, I mean, as I teach a lot, and I have all different styles of music that I have to play. I can definitely see the market for this when you need to just instantly flip.
Sure.
They have all the modeling technology when it comes to the amps now. I think it's time for the guitar too. That's really cool. So, as far as this one, explain the specs of this one a little bit to me and people on the TV here. What's going on? So, right now I'm using the EMG in the bridge, right?
An EMG 81 active.
Okay. And then I'm using a passive pickup in the
Yes.
neck. So that right there, that in itself is something that the world has yet to see, at least in a comfortable manner without having it be jerry-rigged with, the battery hanging out the back of the guitar or something. So,
Sure.
We have the Kaler bridge, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So the way we do with the pickups, for the folks that are wondering how the heck can you have an active and a passive at the same time, and the volume, he can switch between the two of them and the volume stays the same.
Yeah.
With the same pots. The reason is we have 2 separate circuits. That's why it's already been pre-wired so that any pickup you snap in here, whether it's in the neck or the bridge, will go through the wires for passives.
Yeah.
And anything that's active will go through the battery-powered circuit, which it's tucked away behind the bridge, as your 9-volt is in there. So that way you can have, in either position, any pickup you want, anytime, and get a consistent volume and experiment to your heart's content.
Awesome. Here, I'm just going to mess around with this. I'm going to play with the EMG for a minute, just some rhythm stuff, and just flip so people can hear how the difference is.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right? 2 positions, right? I got you. I got you.
It's
Okay.
It's a six-way switch.
Okay, I see what you're
So
saying.
that we have, because you might have three pickups in there. The other beauty of it is, he switched originally from the Strat style, so you would have, bridge, center, and neck, or combined these two or these two. So we give you 6 positions on the switches. So depending on which pickups you have in there, you can mix them and match them any way you want. It's just a little bit more than the usual 3-way
Gotcha.
you're used to.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you. Cool stuff. So we have a bunch of different models coming here. Right now I'm using, what was this model called again?
This shape is called the Prodigy.
The Prodigy.
Yeah, what's really interesting, what we did with this particular model, this is what we called our Transforma series, and you'll see in a second why that's called, is not only can you change the tone and the character of the guitar, you can change the look. We designed this so that you can actually interchange bodies as well as pickups. And the way you do that, why don't you spin it around?
Yeah, sure.
Is we have a lever. Let's pop this out.
Pop that out, sure.
Yeah, there's a lever on the back that lets you snap the body out, just like that. Was that me? Oh,
Yeah, that was my.
Oh, the amp is on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And now we can put a completely different body on there. I can do the same thing, actually. Here, hold on.
Yeah, sure, no
Hold on to
problem.
that.
Boom.
Boom.
That's crazy.
Completely different guitar, just like that.
That's crazy.
So whatever mood you're in, you can change bodies. You can change from a Strat body to a Tele body to or something a little more modern like this.
Yeah.
This is called our Vision. It just became the Vision guitar.
Right now, it looks like I am on, if I'm not mistaken, I'm on the bridge.
You're
right
on the
now?
bridge.
Okay. So let me go.
That sounds more like the neck, yeah.
There we go.
Now you might want to see what that exact same thing sounds like with a single coil.
Let's try it. Let's try it. So the neck.
Yeah, the
There we
PAF comes out.
Yeah. Cool beans. This is crazy.
And you notice we're not even unplugging from the amp.
Yeah.
And now you, got your bright twang going on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I guess that's my cue, right? Yeah. This is a pretty amazing technology. I can only imagine the possibilities that people would want to put into this. With putting in their I guess boutique pickups that they get all the time, whether it be EMGs, whether it be like the bare knuckle or anything out there. So this can take pretty much any kind of pickup, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. We have different, shape cartridges. This is your Telecaster setup. So if you're used to, you want to record, or you're in a band that you're playing some, Stones, whatever type of songs that use Tele pickups, snap in that tone. That's what you have, because really you're more inspired to play something twangy
Oh, yeah.
when your guitar sounds that way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why people buy different kinds of guitars
Yes.
for that reason alone.
Yes.
That's awesome. So,
But
yeah.
like you said, if you want it, but now you want to try something, your buddy's got some bare knuckles that he bought, and you want to try how that sounds, you just snap in, you can put them in a cartridge. This could be a Juggernaut, bare knuckles
Yeah,
Juggernaut.
sure.
You can snap it in, see what it sounds like, or come in here to Studio 28 Music World, see what that sounds like before you buy it.
Yeah.
Is that the sound that inspires you, or do you want to snap in something else, a Fishman or a DiMarzio Super Distortion, something? Then you find it's just like your music is an expression of you.
Absolutely.
That tone that speaks to you is part of that expression.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So we have a few different models here we're going to test out. This is one of them. This is actually, we forgot to mention, this is actually an aluminum guitar as well, correct?
Yes.
So,
yes.
as far as the feel of it, it's a little bit heavier, has a little bit more, I guess, weight to it, if you will. It still plays exactly the same, still feels the same. It just has a very unique look to it. So we're going to grab another one here. We're going to grab a different look here. So let's go and switch these out. Okay, so I have a headless version here. Their newest model, is that correct?
Yeah, this is our Prodigy shape, our Prodigy style. But for those that like the headless balance, a very light balance, toss it around, you can enjoy the benefits of that and still have the same swappable pickup feature as all our other guitars.
Yeah. So how much does this weigh, out of curiosity? This feels really, really light.
It's probably about 7 pounds.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is great. Here, I'm going to play this for a minute. Awesome. So, as far as the bridge system here, this looks a little bit different to me. Can you explain what this is?
Sure. That's from Hipshot, USA.
Okay.
So those are made here, which, by the way, the entire guitar is made here in the USA. So we make the necks here in Florida, or where we make the bodies in Florida. Necks are made in Virginia. The hardware, like I said, Hipshot USA, EMG USA pickups. So it's a headless bridge with their little mini locking nut up here. So it's really simple. That keeps it lightweight and easy. But the Kahler tremolo that you had on the aluminum Vision could be put on this guitar too.
Gotcha.
So
very cool.
We can mix and match and get you the features you want.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, as far as this, I know that this market has been it seems like it's been exploding with the headless, the all different kinds of brands out there, and I think with this technology, in addition to that, I don't know, it's something else,
Well, the lightweight, if you're playing on stage for a couple hours, wearing a Les Paul for 2 hours is going to give you a stiff neck the older you get too. That it doesn't get any easier for anybody.
Yeah.
So the lightweight's one thing, but also the balance, because this is similar to an Gibson SG type style guitar.
Yeah.
So if you want to channel Angus Young, that particular night, you can, except that the SGs tend to be top heavy because of the way they're balanced, the smaller body, the strap buttons back there.
Right.
They tend to dive, and it's a little bit more awkward to play. But this, I mean, it's just perfectly balanced. There's no extra weight up here. So you can wear that thing all night and jam to your heart's content.
Yeah, I can definitely tell just by the way I'm holding it right now. And it plays just as good too. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna keep going down the line here. I have another one for us. This is actually the Studio 20 exclusive, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, cool. Let me go and switch that over. Okay, so I have the riser here. This is a Studio 20 exclusive that we designed ourselves. Obviously looks a little bit different. Looks more like a traditional guitar, if you will, where we have the more futuristic vibe from the other ones. So go ahead and explain this one to me. What's a little bit different about this one?
Sure. Well, one thing you'll notice is you can't tell that there's anything different about this guitar than any other guitar hanging on the wall. You get to enjoy, the full look of the nice wood grain on this, and it's a very traditional kind of look. But it's got that tone swap feature that lets you pop the pickups out without having to sacrifice the look, whether it's a natural wood, even if this was painted. If you just love that, traditional style, you still can change your pickups out in 2 seconds flat and get whatever tone you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think a lot of people will definitely appreciate that because people kind of have their way with things. With whether it be a guy wanting to play his Les Paul style guitar until the day he's gone, you know,
Yeah.
or the single coil Strat pickup vibe, which we will be showing that as well too. I think that a lot of people can appreciate this. So let me go and show the back real quick too. This has been the same on all of them. So notice that the way that you take the pickups out is I simply squeeze these spring-based mechanisms and I pull the actual pickup out itself. So this one, as you can tell, is a little more concealed. So I'm going to go and put it back in. Get a little bit of playthrough here now. So same exact concept as far as the ability to switch, and we can switch out any other pickup just like with the other ones, correct?
Yeah, when you spun it around, folks saw the battery compartment, so you've got the active passive thing, same dual circuit going on in there. So, you know, you start out with some basic passive pickups, and later on you want to experiment with something active. You don't have to go buy a whole second guitar. And the look of it, I mean, I love what you guys did with the shape of that. Very unique headstock too.
Yeah.
So the combination of that, like exactly like you said, there are the guys that are more traditional look, and that's what they're comfortable with in expressing themselves. And then you got a lot of younger guys like the more futuristic stuff and a little more contemporary and more experimental. Then you got something for everybody.
Absolutely, yeah, I definitely agree in that sense. So, at the end of the day, the technology is what really makes this guitar, in my opinion. It's something that I think the market has wanted for so long. It's just a matter of being able to have it in a easy format, such as this. I know that I think I've seen other guitars back in the day that did something like this. If I'm not mistaken, was it the Brian Moore guitars, or was it something along those lines?
There was a Dan Armstrong guitar.
Dan Armstrong, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, their guitar had only the bridge pickup was changeable. You had to buy their pickup.
Yeah. And
it slid in from the side.
Yeah, that's what I've seen something like that, like on Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, there have been a couple other, even Gibson they were demo guitars for some of their higher end dealers, came out with a system where you had a plug basically at the back of the guitar, and you had to separate the wires, and you'd pick up another cartridge and plug the wires back in and push it in, and it was passive only, and it was a little bit awkward. And again, the idea has been around because musicians love experimenting with tone and sound, and there's so many different pickups to work with. But we really updated the system in a way that makes it easy and gives you the active passive again with all the choices you have now, so that those guys that want pure tone, that aren't going through 75, through modeling amps, it's another trend, is getting back to basics, is amps that you really like the voice of a particular amp, and you're trying to find the voice of the pickup that makes it sing, that really goes with it, and and you're just pure tone from here to the amp. And I think you mentioned earlier before the camera was on that really ultimately it's in your hands to get that expression out through the speaker without a whole bunch of effects or coloration on it.
Yeah. So and I know we talked about this off camera too. I just want kind of the world to hear this one too, because as the one thing I can think of that may be a con that you kind of nip right in the butt is this. Some people, they won't even take digital pedals into their signal chain because they are worried that it will buffer or take away or tone suck, if you will. So can you explain how that does not do any of that?
Sure.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, it's really a straight through signal path. There's no electronics or magic circuitry in there that's going to alter the tone of the pickups. It's a straight through. The cartridge is 2 wires. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but all we've done is taken a circuit board with a terminal strip so that you can install your own whatever pickup speaks to you. you can wire it in with a screwdriver. So you don't need a soldering iron. All you need is a cartridge, and you can plug it in. So you're going just bare wire straight into the wires on the other side. They're spring-loaded contacts, go right into your volume and tone pots and out the cord. And that's it. Super simple. We want you to hear the tone of that pickup. That's what you're experimenting with pickups for in the first place.
Yep. That right there, just the installation itself, I didn't even really realize that you just need a screwdriver. That's amazing. You know, a lot of people pay some serious money just to get the pickups installed. So that's awesome.
Well, once you take it apart and desolder let's say these EMGs came with the guitar, and now you're going to put PAFs in it. Now you've lost that EMG sound. You're going to have to pay the technician to unwire it, or you're going to go spend hundreds of dollars on another guitar.
Yeah.
And now you got to carry 2 guitars around with you.
Yep.
To get the vintage and the modern sound.
Absolutely. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to show another one here. We have another traditional vibe look over here. You'll probably figure out pretty quickly what's going on with this one. We'll trade here. Oh. Okay, so I have a more classic style here, as people would say, more of a Strat vibe. I have tele pickups in it right now, so same exact logic. You know, I can swap them out however I please. So it looks like this one, it's a set that you can change out, correct?
Yeah, because some things you're going to buy, a lot of pickup companies sell them as a set.
Right.
You know, your vintage, your 59 tele set of pickups, or whatever it is. And if you like that sound and you're buying that combination, same as with the Strat, typically you're going to get your complete set, and they're matched. You know, whether they're passives or actives, they're a matched set.
Yep.
And that way you keep them together because they're voiced to be a neck pickup, a mid. You know, so you're not losing that. You can keep them all together, and boom, you've got your tele and you've got your Strat.
Awesome.
But something you can do with this that you could never do with your tele is, what does that bridge pickup sound like in the neck position? Because I can take that and just flip it upside down and push it back in.
That's insane. There you go. That's insane.
Now, which you're on the net?
Yeah,
you're on the bridge right now.
I guess you will call it the bridge for now.
For now, because you couldn't even, if you bought a Telecaster and you wanted to put the bridge pickup in the neck, it won't even fit because it takes 3 screws. It's a different shape. You're just out of luck.
Man, that's crazy. That's awesome. I'm on the neck now, by the way. Awesome stuff, man. Awesome. What would you call this model, by the way?
We call it the SS1.
SS1? Gotcha.
So it's, you know,
Super.
Somnium Strat 1
Somnium
kind
Strat
of.
1,
We can't
gotcha.
call it the Strat.
Yeah, I get it. 100%, yeah.
But the SS1.
Gotcha. Yeah, so feel free to come check these out. You know, make sure to check out his website too. He's all different kinds of models, and you make these custom made, correct? As far as like to order.
Sure, we make them to order. We are going to have standard models like this, like the SS1. And the pickup cartridges are also available here, which is the nice thing if you want to see what the, Strat cartridge sounds like. Even to experiment, sometimes it's not just the pickup, but also the amp that you're playing through to be able to. You got the same guitar, the same feel, and now you can compare from amp to amp what what sings out to you. And you can, try all of that here at Studio 28.
That's awesome, man.
And experiment till you find what you fall in love with.
Yep, I've had a few students that when we first had this one before we got the riser, I was just jamming on it, and I did this where I just took out the pickups, and I swear this kid's jaw was just like on the floor. So this is gonna blow some people's minds. So awesome job, man. I want to give you a handshake for this one.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
All right, make sure to check these out. Appreciate you guys checking out our video. Okay.